Just waiting for a few more to join in for the live session. Hello everybody, how are you all doing? Just waiting for a couple of more viewers to join in. Hello everybody, this is Dr. Akshita Oswal from 32 Crowns Dentofacial Aesthetic and Physiotherapy Clinic. We have our clinic situated in Salisbury Park and Kalyani Nagar, Pune. And today we are here to talk about one of the services that we offer at our clinic, that is permanent makeup, right? And today we have our permanent makeup artist joining us, talking about all the issues that you could probably have with respect to permanent makeup. So before I ask her or request her to join us live, let me introduce you to our permanent makeup artist. She is Rano Dange. She's completed her permanent makeup course from Daria Shupri's Permanent Makeup Academy in California, USA and BioTouch, USA. Apart from that, she has approximately 16 years of experience as a senior flight attendant for Pan America, American Airways, Cathay Pacific and KLM. Also, she is she has 6 years of experience as an education executive for Clinic Estee Lauder. And who better than her to talk about permanent makeup with us today on our live session? So without any further delay, I'm going to ask Rano Dange to please join us live for this live session. Just waiting for her to join in with us. Hello, Rano, how are you?
Hello, Dr. Akshita. Thank you for
How are you
allowing
doing?
me to join you for the chat. It's a pleasure to be live on Instagram.
How are you doing?
All good.
Okay. So, Rano, today, as I introduced yourself, you've been practicing permanent makeup for quite some time today now, and we would really like to know about permanent makeup because it's trending these days,
Okay,
specifically.
Dr. Akshita, I can't hear you well. The volume is very low. So let me just check once
Can you
more.
hear me now?
No,
Yeah,
it's
sure.
really low.
Am I audible to you?
Right.
Can you hear me now?
It's still very low, the volume.
A moment.
So just
Just
give
a
me a
moment.
second to see what's happening.
Yes, sure.
I can't hear her, so just increase the volume a bit more, highest. Right, now I think it's better.
It's better?
Yes.
Am I audible right now? Yeah,
Yes,
fine.
very
I'm
audible.
so sorry for the disturbance. So yeah, we were talking about permanent makeup and how over the last couple of years it's really trending. We obviously
Right.
know that it started off quite early in the European and the Western world, but today we see a lot of Indian clients, even in Pune, talk about permanent makeup. They discuss about permanent makeup, the different procedures that are involved, and that is the reason we decided to come live with you today to discuss about the different procedures involved, the different steps in general to get an overview about permanent makeup procedures,
Right.
right?
Right.
So, my first and the foremost question that is going to be with you is what exactly is permanent makeup?
Okay. So permanent makeup basically has many titles. It could be called as permanent cosmetic, micropigmentation, or permanent tattooing, or
Okay.
cosmetic tattooing in a cosmetic way. So basically, permanent makeup is implanting pigments in the first layer of the skin. So for example, eyebrows. If one has sparse eyebrows, with age and time, we lose our beautiful, luscious eyebrows and they become sparse. So what we do is we fill in those eyebrows in the most natural way using a certain technique.
Right.
And for eyeliner too. All right. So eyeliner, when we need a little bit more of an expression, then you add pigments in between the lashes. So to give it more depth and a little more expression on your face. Yeah, choosing the right color
Right.
and the pigment. Similarly for lips, it's called semi-permanent lip color. So as with age and time, we again start losing the pigment on the skin. It also becomes dark, right? And lips also become thinner.
Right.
So with the help of semi-permanent lip color, you can increase or make your lip look fuller,
Fuller. Yeah.
not too much, but in a natural way. So
In
to
a very,
restore
very
its,
natural
to
way.
restore its youthfulness and give it a fresh look. So this is what
Right.
permanent makeup is. It's
So,
called.
this also covers up like the different services that we basically talk about when we talk about permanent makeup, right?
Yes.
Now, again, we have a lot of clients who come up to us and talk about permanent makeup. They talk about the different procedures. We'll be talking about them in detail in quite some time. But that is one basic question that these clients have is because we have the terminology associated with it as permanent makeup, the first question that they would want to ask is how permanent are these procedures? Like for how long are they going to last? Is there any duration, any time frame associated with these permanent makeup procedures?
See, permanent makeup is permanent. Okay. Now there are different factors that help to make it look permanent and the longevity of the cosmetic procedure.
Procedure, yeah,
Right. So basically, the technician or the artist has to be well trained. Okay. The way
absolutely.
the way he or yeah.
I
So
just
the way you implant the pigment in the first layer of the skin, the type of pigments you use, the type of product you use, to increase the longevity of
procedure.
the procedure that we're doing. Yeah, but there are other various factors that can fade the procedure. All right.
Yeah, so there are
Now you
different factors that are going to, decide onto the span for which the procedure is probably going to last, right?
naturally it is going to fade over a period of time. Yeah. So for example, for brows, they last for about 1 to 2 years, but if you really do it well, it can last up to 3 years. But when I say fading, it's a natural fading. It means it doesn't disappear. You will still see the strokes, you will still see the color, and also the color that you choose matters. So if you use a
Okay.
lighter color, it fades faster. If you use a darker color, it stays longer.
Longer. Right.
So, and
So
the other
again,
factors that
something.
help in fading. So, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
sorry to interrupt
Continue.
you,
Yeah. No,
but
no. Continue. Yeah.
it's also important to choose a client who's eligible for this. So, counseling is important. So, there are
Very,
other
very
factors that
important.
help in fading. So, people who've got medical conditions, like maybe alopecia or who've gone to chemotherapy, people who, have thyroid issues. So over a period of time, that fades faster because of medication
Okay.
and the immune system that they have. UV lights or exposure to water, probably swimmers. So these are the people whose eyebrows or the whatever micropigmentation, the treatments they do, they tend to fade faster.
That
So
is
also
something which is very, very important to
post care
know
is
the
important.
patient history.
Yes, the facial maintenance programs that they have, like chemical peels. Yes, so that helps to fade it. But if you look after it properly, it does last for a long time. And then one gets addicted to that look. So then they come
Absolutely. We
back
have seen
to fresh,
so many clients coming in for touch-ups with
coming
us
in.
to get those, freshly done, or the bold brows that they
Absolutely.
talk about, right?
Absolutely.
So yeah, it depends. As Rano ma'am said, it is very, very important to talk about, to counsel the patient, to know the patient's or the client's history, the demands and the requirements as well. So yeah, apart from that, again, there are so many different services that have come up in the permanent makeup. Now, permanent makeup is a very broad terminologies, but you have eyebrows. You have so many different techniques that we use for eyebrows itself. So, if
Yes.
in a little bit detail, you could talk about the different techniques or the different services that are available in the entire box of permanent makeup, rather.
All right. So, where eyebrows are concerned, we have two techniques. One is called microblading, which is which gives you a very natural look. So basically, you use a handheld tool to create hair-like strokes, and so you implant the pigment in the first layer of the skin, and that requires a lot of skill. It's not very easy to do. So a lot of training is involved in that. Right? And the second technique is called soft powder brows, which is done with the help of a machine. Now,
Right.
that is called tattooing, but it's not similar to the tattooing that the tattoo artists do. So, this is basically done with a machine and it goes deeper into the skin. So, it lasts longer than microblading. So, a lot of people do prefer microblading because it does look more natural.
Natural, yeah.
And yes, so a natural look is even better. You wake up looking natural. You don't want to wake up looking like you put on makeup. But
Yes, it
also
actually
soft,
depends on the patient's requirement.
but soft powder brows can be given that look. If you choose the right color, if you choose the right color to give a natural look, it looks wonderful. So over a period of time, soft powder brows tend to look like powdered brows. That's why it's called soft powder brows.
Okay.
Initially, in the
Soft
olden
powder
days,
brow.
it was called tattooed brows, where the pigments were not highly advanced.
Right.
So now the technology has changed. The pigments are fantastic. The formulations are excellent. So it's very important to choose the correct pigment
Choose the right pigment.
and the
That is
tools.
something that I'm going to come about in
Sure.
a bit with you, talking about the different procedures. Yes. So that is with respect to brows. As ma'am said, we have two major techniques, that is microblading and soft powder brows. Apart from that, yes, ma'am, you could continue.
So there is another technique that has come up, which is called ombre, but those are pixeled. So it's done very lightly with a machine on the surface of the skin to give it a pixel look. So basically, the front of the brow, it's called the bulb, is lighter and then it goes darker towards the end. So
That,
that's a
okay.
different technique. Soft powder
Okay.
brows is a little more different than that. It's more in depth. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So with
Yeah.
regards to lip color, that has caught on. I mean, I have girls coming from the age of between 25 and even up to 60 for lip color. As Indians, we tend to get pigmentation on the lips, especially
Yeah, and
darkening around.
genetically also we have a little bit of darkness in the lips as
Yes,
compared to the Europeans. Yeah.
yes. So it's a wonderful technique to restore his youthfulness. You basically need 2 sessions for all the services that I'm talking about with a gap of 6 weeks. So when you use the semi-permanent lip color, your lips turn into. But again, the what color you use is very important according to the undertone of the skin.
Right.
Yeah, so that is a very important. So color theory is important. Yeah, so
Choosing
it's
the
just
right
not,
pigment.
choosing a color and saying, okay, I want pink and I want red, and then you use it. It can go horribly wrong. So that's where it's, when people come to me, counseling is important. Looking at the undertone of their skin, what are their needs? You can correct the shape of the lips. You can give it a fuller look, not too much, but just give it the right look. And also restore the color. So depending on the how dark your lips are, you may need a couple of more sessions. So which is told to
Right.
them before the consultation.
Before
So
the
they're
procedure.
prepared. So they're prepared. Yeah.
Right.
And whereas eyeliner is concerned, we Indians are crazy about kajal and eyeliner and things. So I do upper
Especially the
eyeliner as
winged
well as,
liner.
sorry,
Especially the winged liner. The
yes,
winged
winged
liner.
eyeliner, yes, winged eyeliner, and also the inner eyeliner. So
Right.
I do both, and you'll be surprised it's not painful. It's not at all painful. It takes about an
A lot
hour
of
and a half.
clients have a little bit of they are a bit hesitant, or they're hesitating because it is very very close to the eye. So yeah, that is a
That's
very important point.
that's where it's important to coach them through every stage that I'm when I'm doing the procedure, to make them feel
Right.
comfortable. It's the anxiousness. They get anxiety when I'm using a machine close to their eyes. So you have to
Right.
actually hold their hand while you're doing. I mean, what I meant to say is coach them through every stage of the procedure, so and make them feel comfortable. But there is no pain where eyeliner is concerned. For inner eyeliner, the lower inner eyeliner and upper eyeliner.
Upper
The
eyeliner as well.
discomfort you may feel maximum is in the lips because the tissue is thin. But eyebrows, the skin is thicker. Plus, we use instant numbing creams and pre-numbing creams. And I have had clients who've fallen asleep while doing the procedure.
During the procedure,
Yeah,
right?
especially for eyebrows.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Again, apart from because she's not saying that, it also is very very important, depending upon the hand of the artist or the hand of the technician. The way they work onto your skin. Even that plays a very very important
The
role, and I could.
stretching skills, how you stretch the skin.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
that's important. And of course, how deep you need to go. That's also very important.
You should know. You should be able to gauge the depth of the needle or the
Absolutely.
instrument for that matter. So yeah, we just spoke about the different procedures that we offer in terms of the eyebrows, lips, and the eyeliner. And who better than a client who's done all the three procedures with you, right? So guys, I'm going to introduce you to one of our clients done by Rano ma'am. She's got her eyebrows done, her lips, as well as the eyeliner from her, and I feel that she is the best person to tell you regarding the experience that she's had with us with regards to all these treatments. So I'll be introducing her in a short while, and I'm going to send her a request to join in with us live and share her experience with Rano ma'am. The name of our client is Mrs. Pranali Verma, and she's a businesswoman and a mother. And as I already said, that she's done all
Mrs.
the three
Pranali
procedures.
Vichare, actually. Vichare.
Pranali Vichare. Oh, I'm so sorry. Pranali Vichare. And she is going to join us live and talk about her experience with Rano ma'am. Just sending her a request right away. Yes.
So she's basically done her soft powder brows. Hi, Pranali.
Hello, ma'am.
Hi, hi Rado,
How are
hi.
you? I'm so
I'm good,
sorry
I'm
for the
good.
error with the name.
No, it's okay.
How are you doing?
Very good, very good.
It was nice to hear from your end. So we were just talking about Rano ma'am and all the procedures that she offers in permanent makeup. And who better than you to talk about the procedures, her experience, your experience as well with regards to her, all the procedures that you have got done from her. So ma'am, the stage is all yours. You can start. You can talk about it.
So I think people believe what they see. So as you can see, I don't have any makeup on. I don't even have anything on my face. So I don't have any lipstick or anything. So this is the permanent lip color that I have done with Rano. So this is how it looks now. I think I did the procedure last year, and then I also did a touch up. After a year, I needed to do touch up. It was done so well, uh, and I have done this eyeliner. So the upper
Right.
as well
Yeah,
as the
for
lower.
eyeliner. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is not makeup. This is Rano's procedure that I have done, and this is my eyebrows. So this is also what Rano has done. So the
Right.
eyebrows are, so this is also no makeup right now at all. So you can see.
So talk
Okay.
about your
So,
experience, ma'am. How was your experience with Rano, ma'am? The procedure, during the procedure, how did you feel? And obviously the
so,
post care. Yeah.
um, So I actually went to Rano, and I'll tell you right from the start where when I contacted her, and the entire process to uh, getting information from her, to visiting her and getting all the details about the procedure. She was so professional, in every step. Uh, Going ahead with filling the form. When I went to her, she had every step laid out like a thorough professional. And I said ki, US clinics do that.
Right.
Professionals in United States do that. They're very particular, and everything is done in a proper manner. So I was very surprised to see that here there is this woman who is so perfect and is doing everything so well and so professionally. That gave me confidence that she will be able to do this. I am in safe hands. The
Right.
pre procedure itself was done so professionally.
The
uh,
counseling was
so counseling was right from which color to choose to what shape to give. So she actually measured my face, and she did the measurement of the eyebrows, which is the scary part is it's going to be permanent. So whoever is doing it
absolutely, yeah.
should know what they're doing. Otherwise, your whole face would get spoiled. So she measured them. She told me that how much should be the length, where they should start. So even
Hmm.
if I make a crazy demand that I want to start it from here, so she consulted me that then it will not look nice. She gave me technical reasons for that. So that is the belief that okay, there is a technical person who is talking logical things, and has that skill and expertise to explain why it has to be here and it can't go here. So she did that very well. And which color to go for the eyebrows, for the lips especially, so that they don't look unnaturally like makeup, but they should look natural. So I had pigmentation here because of probably post pregnancy, or I don't know, but I suddenly had this pigmentation which was very
Pigmented
dark,
lips, right.
which obviously you can't see now because she's done a very good job and she's got rid of it. So all that she does the consulting. She gave me a little fuller lips because she went a little outside of the lips and did the pigments, put the pigments there. So she did very well on that skill and expertise part. But I feel that when you go for a procedure like that, which is like semi, it's got gadgets and everything, needles and everything. You can't really be like, okay, it's a proper procedure. So about that, she was like there for me. And throughout the procedure, let it be lips or the eyebrows, uh, I didn't feel any pain at all. So she managed
Right.
the
That was my
numbing.
next question. That how was your experience during the procedure?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is no pain actually. I would like to tell the audience here also that she uses numbing creams. So you will not, it's almost like how they do a surgery. There is absolutely no pain, right? You don't feel because they use anesthesia and all that. But here the local numbing creams that she used, which I said that she's procured from abroad, they worked very well. I didn't feel any pain in any of the procedures. The least pain, surprisingly, is in the eyeliner.
As you
But
just mentioned, so we have a live testimony, Rano ma'am, talking about the procedures of the eyeliner. Yeah.
yes, but the only problem with the eyeliner is that you can see the needle come very close to the eye. So it's very normal to get very apprehensive. So I was getting very anxious, uh, even though there was zero pain, there was nothing happening, but I was still getting very anxious because I could see the needle near my eyeball. and she managed my anxiety so well. She was like, okay, we'll go slow, you don't worry, she stopped for a lot of time before the anxiety attack went down. She even fed me, gave me something warm to drink and everything. So even that part is there where she's a professional and skill and everything, but at the same time she was very reassuring, and she managed the client, that is me. She managed me, instead of getting upset, and I was the time was being spent too much, because I kept stopping in the middle. I was like, okay, I'm getting this anxiety attack, can you stop? But she just managed me so well. Rest of the procedures I just cruised through, because there was absolutely no pain, and it was managed very, very well by her. Including the hygiene and cleanliness part is like 100 out of 100. It's a proper clinic, so it's completely sterilized, sanitized, and everything was managed absolutely well. The post procedure was managed very well by her. She gave me the paper which had all the steps post
Instructions, the
procedure.
post
Yeah,
procedural
everything was
instructions.
there. I could take that home, and then I had it with me, that what so that I don't forget any instruction that she has given for post procedure. Post procedure was not so much, it was very simple, and there was nothing out of the world to do there. Once it's done, it was very easily manageable for me. She gives all the little things that you need to then put and manage after the procedure. So it was very easy for me to be with her and get this done from her. I think
So,
if it was
ma'am,
not for her, I wouldn't have really, gone for this kind of a thing.
that
Yeah.
means
Thanks,
a lot.
Pranali.
Yeah. So, again, talking about your experience, it was so glad to hear your personal experience with all the procedures that were done. And finally, my final question would be that what was your ultimate reaction after the healed results after the second session of all the three procedures? How happy were you?
I was never apprehensive in the first place, because after I spoke with her and the kind of details she had given me, I already knew what I was going to have as an output. However, the most surprising part was how long it lasts. So that was one thing that I thought, if it fades out very fast, then it's what's the point of getting a permanent thing done. But I'll tell you, the lips remained till I think 7 months. The color didn't fade. It just faded a little bit, and I decided to have a touch up in the 8th month. Eyebrows didn't fade at all. I would like to say this to everyone, that for a year it was there, and after a year I felt ki, okay, I would want to do it a little bit more thicker, because I had very thin eyebrows. That was the issue I had, because of probably over plucking or something. But then I thought ki, okay, I'll go back. It's already time for touch up. Even though I didn't really need it, I thought I should go back to her, and I made them a
Just
little
wanted to make
thicker here.
okay. So, thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing your valuable feedback and experience. It was great talking to you and hearing from you about all your experiences with her regarding all the three procedures. And yes, that's all that I could say. Thank you so very much for coming on live and sharing your experiences with our viewers.
My
Thanks,
pleasure. Thank you so
thanks,
much.
Pranali. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, so
Yeah. So, yes. So, how did you feel after hearing a live review of one of your clients who's been
total job satisfaction. Total job satisfaction. It just feels so good to make someone happy, and that's what I like to
absolutely.
do. So money doesn't matter then. It's just
The
seeing
post after glow, the
yes,
smile on the face of the
a
client
happy
after the
client,
procedure,
yes.
and specifically after the second session, once they see the healed results, that means the
Absolutely.
world to the artist, right? So
Yes.
yeah, talking about all the procedures and talking to Pranali ma'am regarding your experience, and she did mention about how nicely did you counsel her regarding what pigments to be what pigments do we choose for which particular treatment. What is your advice to clients who need to go in for a permanent makeup procedure? Any advice in specific that you would want to give the clients?
Yes, I definitely want to because I've always been even posting such things. I think every client must ask the technician about the number of years of experience she's had. Uh, Check out the facility that she's using, how hygienic it is. It's very, very important. Look at her training credentials and certificates. Ask for them. I don't think anybody should feel shy about asking for it because it's
Absolutely, and
basically your
also
face.
because
Yes, yes,
yes, and because we are in the service providing industry, so if any of our clients want to get a service done from us, I feel that they have the absolute right to ask about our work, the before after pictures that we have been doing, our certifications and years of experience. And I don't think any technician, artisan, or for the artist, or for that matter, a doctor, should be reluctant to share those details with the client, right?
yes. Ask for before and after pictures of your previous clients. Ask plenty of questions. Also, ask for the social media handles so you can go through the reviews. The reviews on that. Uh, read about them, and also look up their. The main thing is certification, experience, training credentials, their skills. The work shows in the before and after pictures. Yeah,
Absolutely.
but there's
That is
one
something
thing.
that would be seen.
Yes, but there's one thing I've realized is when you ask about experience from it about the technician, I feel that even people who have the artistic talent do better, even if they've just done 2 or 3 years of work. They do a better job than people who have 10 years and 20 years of experience. So it all depends on your artistic ability also. So just don't
Also
look
of
at
the
someone who's done
technician.
20 years of experience and 5 years of experience. But yes, these are the things that
It's
one
one of
must
the
ask. What are the
parameters
products?
to choose.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are the products you're using? What kind of pigments you're using? Pigments play a very important role in this. Nobody asks because I've had clients, for example, I've had people from Bombay. There were 3 clients I've had who had green brows, and they've got it done from someone who's used simple tattoo inks. People do use that.
Okay.
So that oxidizes with your blood and it turns green. And that is permanent. You cannot take it off. Tattoo removals also, you need plenty of sessions. They're painful, but yes, I mean, it does work sometimes, but that the basic color that remains. She's tried everything.
Remain.
Now then you
Right.
have to do a cover up. So, just be careful who you go to and ask these questions.
Talk about the pigments that they are using. These are
The
questions
tools,
that
the quality of
you,
tools.
as somebody who's getting a service done from any of the artists, you have the right to ask questions about the
Yes,
pigments that they're using, the technique that they're using. Ask for pictures, the before after pictures, so that you know what kind of work they've done in the past.
very
Because that is
important.
again something which is very important. The pigments, trust me, guys, I have seen it myself, play a very important role when it comes to permanent makeup in terms of the longevity of the pigment, how long would they last, also about the oxidizing power, as Rano ma'am just said. There are pigments which might get just oxidized into the blood, and then the color changes automatically. So within 3-4 months, you'll see that the color of the brows change. So whenever you go in for any cosmetic procedure or a permanent makeup procedure, do really ask about the pigments that are being used. Ma'am, would you want to say about the pigments that we use at our setup, you use at your
Right.
setup itself?
I use PermaBlend for all the procedures. Now,
Okay.
these pigments are also formulated differently for every part of your face. Like for eyebrows, it is PermaBlend for everything, but the formulation is
Okay.
different for brows. Formulation is different for eyeliner, and formulation is different for lip color. So
Right.
I am very happy with that. There's another brand called Li Pigments which I used to use, but now with some years of experience in trying different pigments, I am now sticking to Permablend from the US.
Permablend, right. And you could probably,
I've seen
everybody here
wonderful
could
results. Yeah.
check about Permablend on Google now. Everybody has access to Google and talk about the credibility of those pigments. Right. So, yeah, ma'am, talking about the different procedures, we've spoken about the pigments that we use, what we need to look into when we choose for a permanent makeup. Now, who are the people who actually benefit the most from such kind of treatments?
Okay, so someone who is above the legal age of 18, who's healthy, not pregnant or nursing,
Okay.
who has, people who benefit from, who have challenges with eyesight, dexterity, who have problems with the hands shaking and things like that, because it's very difficult to do makeup. People who are allergic to topical makeup, they benefit most from this. Whereas medically also, I have clients who've been cancer patients, because of chemotherapy, they've lost their hair, their eyebrows,
Yes, right.
pigmentation on the lips, and also alopecia. So I have male and female both coming from, to do brows because they've partially lost their hair or totally lost their hair. So
Right.
these are the medical issues also which we tackle. So these people can benefit a lot. And also for, professional use, people who want to look good at all times, who professionally need it. And
Especially people who are into
underconfident.
the beauty industry as well.
And people who are underconfident about their experience. About their
Right.
appearance. About their appearance. So
Right.
that's why they come to do all this too.
Absolutely. So, majorly, all the chunks of the society is benefiting from permanent makeup. We have seen so many of the clients, having fabulous experiences with you. Also, what we have seen is a major shift, not a shift, but I would say that a lot of male clients now approach for permanent makeup procedures for the brows or for the
True, true,
lips,
true.
especially for smokers' lips, for those darkly pigmented lips. We have a lot of clients, male clients coming up for semi-permanent lip color, as we might say. So yeah, talk about your experience as a technician about the difference that you see now with respect to male clients.
Right. Uh, Permanent makeup is predominantly pursued by women, as we all know. But now men are also interested. I get many calls and I have treated many patients, surprisingly for lips too. Vitiligo also. It has, not all of them could have the same result, but at least it covers the area which has vitiligo and smokers' lips. Now, it's very difficult who to take and who not to because you have to do a consultation. So whether to see whether they're eligible or not. So I have turned down many clients who got very dark lips because that's not really treatable. Extremely dark
Okay.
lips are not treatable. But yes, if they're pigmented and slightly pigmented, you have, around your lips, or one lip is darker than the other, or if they're kind of dark, not really
Right.
deep, yes, that can be treated. And I have had young doctors coming to me, male doctors who've come and got it done for me. And they have been very happy about it.
Yeah,
Yes.
lip neutralization is something that has come up recently and it gives you fabulous results if you are the right candidate for that particular treatment. The pigmented lips could be beautifully covered up with lip
Yes,
neutralization,
but
right?
you may need more sessions. Generally, if you have normal lips to, slightly dark lips, 2 sessions are enough. But then if they're really dark, you may need a couple of more sessions. And I'm very clear about that before when I'm consulting the client, so they're prepared.
Right.
They're prepared for that.
Uh, so on that note again, that you've spoken about the increasing number of male clients that drop in at the clinic or the studio to get permanent makeup procedures. Why not add somebody who's done one of the permanent makeup procedures from us and have let him talk about his own experience with us again. So I'll be asking Piyush Kamkaria, sir. He is somebody I know personally and has got himself treated by Rano ma'am with respect to one of the permanent makeup procedure, and I would be more than happy if he comes on live and shares his experience with us, right? So Rana ma'am, I'm just going to take a moment and add him on the live session if you allow me to do so.
Of course, my pleasure.
Yeah. Just a moment.
Is he online?
Yeah, looks like, but the request is not getting accepted. Okay, we'll just try in a bit getting connected with him, right? Also, let's take the next question in regarding the duration, the time duration that is required for all these procedures, the permanent makeup procedures. How long do they take, and what is your general overview regarding the treatment? How do you proceed with the treatment, basically?
So typically, all the services need 2 sessions with a gap of 6 weeks. Okay, so
Right.
as far as microblading and soft powder brows are concerned, the first session usually takes longer, about 3.5 to 4 hours, because you have to determine the shape of the brow, which takes some time, which is very important. So till the client approves it, then you need to use a numbing cream. There is more consultation, discussions on the post-care treatment. Also, the forms have to be filled up. I have to review them. The actual procedure takes about 2.5 hours, 2 to two
Two
and a
and a
half
half
hours.
hours.
Yeah. But
Right.
considering the numbing, the creams,
And
and
considering
yeah,
you
it
be
takes about three
you
and a half
being
to
the
4 hours.
artist, I
And I don't like to
considering
rush through the procedure. So I
exactly my
just take
point, yeah.
about 2 clients per day, and that's it. That's it. So I don't want to overlap anybody's timings or appointments. So I like to take my time and do it. And the second session is after 6 weeks, which takes just about 2 hours, about 2 to 2.5 hours, because the shape is already defined. You just need to use numbing cream and do the touch up, fill up the brows. Now for eyeliner, it takes
Right.
about an hour, hour and a half for both the sessions, not much. Lip color takes about 3 hours, because that's the most, it gives you the most discomfort. The lips, it's a little,
Right.
it could
It's
be a
very
little
sensitive
painful.
and
It
the
could be a
thickness
little.
of the
So
tip
depending
is
on the
very less.
client's pain threshold, I have to, there is no time limit for that. So about 3 hours is enough for that. The second session, then they're used to it. You're prepared for that, mentally prepared. So then I just take about two
You know
hours.
what's going to come up, like how the session is
Yeah, the
going to
client is
proceed.
comfortable then. Yeah,
Right.
she kind of gets
Also,
acclimatized to that.
Also, I would want you to tell us about the importance of those 6 weeks that you talk about, the difference between, the first session and the second session. Because that is something that a lot of artists that I have seen, the work that they've done, that is something that they don't follow a bit. So, yeah, the
Right.
6 week interval, the time gap that we keep between the first and the second session, why
So
is it
just
that important?
so basically, for all the treatments, you need 4 weeks of healing. Okay, the first for every treatment there are different number of days for healing. Brows, it's you're not supposed to wet your brows for 10 days. On the fifth day it starts scabbing and flaking, so please do not pull the scabs, or let it exfoliate naturally, otherwise it leaves a scar. And then the rest of the days you're not supposed to apply makeup or any oily substance on that. So basically what happens is, when you're doing the procedure, you're stretching the skin and you're implanting the pigments. So
Right.
the pigment is still freshly deposited on the first layer of the skin. So it needs time for the skin to contract and hold the pigments well. That is why it is important not to do any facials, those facial maintenance programs, or at least
Chemical
leave
peel.
the eyebrow area alone. Yeah? So 4 weeks, after 4 weeks, we need another extra 2 weeks to completely heal it. That's what the regulation is for permanent makeup. You can do it on the 5th week if it's an emergency, but not less than that. So eyeliner is the same for
So,
6.
the important, yeah.
Yeah, so eyeliner again 6 weeks too, but the healing procedure is faster, 7 days of healing. And for lip color
Right.
also it's just 7 days of healing, but you must come back after 6 weeks.
Right.
So,
So
same.
again, very, very important to keep that time frame of 6 weeks between the first and the last session, the first and the second session, to be very, very honest. Also, about these challenging times, how do you take care of all the safety precautions with respect to COVID? COVID has actually affected all of us, to be very honest. And right now, India is one of the most impacted nations worldwide.
True.
So, talk about how have you managed to, and also the safety protocols that you take at your studio with respect to COVID-19.
Yes, the second wave has hit us very badly, and the beauty industry is collapsed. I can all, it has affected my business badly. I'm being frank about it. But yes, if we take precautions, I mean, I have made it a rule that both the parties have to do a COVID test, because what's happening now is horrible. So, like they say, precaution is better than cure. So it's better that we do
Right.
our COVID test, and I'm paying for the client as well. So then at least we know we are not,
Yeah,
COVID
because that is
positive. So that's
something
very important.
now.
That is 48 hours before the treatment, before the appointment. And then you have to make
Right.
sure that we wear masks. The artist wears her PPE kit. The studio is sterile. You wear your gloves. I have a special mask, which is they say it
The
is 100%
3M.
so the surgeons use it. Then you wear
Right.
a hood, you wear a visor, you wear goggles, and you're well prepared for that. And then everything has to be said. I use everything I use is disposable, and sanitize all the time. Even the clients have to do the same. So I give them a set of mask, and now I'm going to start giving them the PPE kit too. So that's something new I've added now, because that's also important for them to wear that disposable gown and get the treatment done. So that also is being done. But currently, yes, there are not too many clients coming in because the
Not
families are
too
scared.
many, and yeah, families are scared. But again, the RT-PCR test is something which is a very, very early detector, and
Yes,
it is helpful. And it's both the parties are safe with respect to
yes,
the
yes.
procedure that you're getting done, right? So it is
I
very, very important, and
And
that
my,
is
my, my
probably
facility is empty. It's only me and the client. There is no one around. It's a secluded place. So that's even better. So there are
right.
no other people, nobody there. So that helps a lot. So it is
That
safe to
helps.
do it as long as we do this. The first thing is get a COVID test done, both the parties. And of course, like I said, I pay for it. And then we follow the rest of
Right.
the safety measures.
That is absolutely, absolutely important because with respect to the lips specifically, we work so closely. Me being a dentist and somebody who could, probably correlate with that regards, that when you are in such a close proximity with the oral cavity and
True.
the fluids, the body fluids, it is very, very important to have that transparency and the safety of both the clients, the
True.
artist as well as the client, and that is something that you're doing amazingly with all the safety precautions that you have taken in at the studio. So yeah, guys, if you have any other questions with regards to microblading or the permanent makeup procedures, you could ask us. I'm just looking forward. Just a
Yes, Mr.
moment. Yeah. Uh, Pranali ma'am had just mentioned, I forgot, I did not read that my procedure with Rano did not fade much. It was still good after a year as well. Thank you so much, Pranali ma'am. It was great having you on the live session and talking about your experience. Uh, Let
Mr.
me just try.
Karia joined in, is yet? No.
Yes, I'm just trying to get him live. One second. I have sent him the request. Okay, I guess
Okay.
somehow there's some issue with the connectivity.
Okay, so probably next time.
Yeah, I'll just try it one more time and then probably. Yeah. So, ma'am, you talk about your experience over the last 4 years or more about microblading and the different procedures that you have done.
No, this is it. This is what I have specialized in right now. I plan to do more courses in the near
Right.
future once the COVID situation is better. Introduce something new. So when I first did my course and I did it in 2017, and then when I came back to India, I really didn't have many clients because people didn't really know much about it. There's no education on this.
Education.
And
Right.
I'm telling you, my permanent makeup has been in India for quite some time. There are a lot of doctors who have had these treatments, but it was not
The
publicized, or
exposure,
yes,
the
no exposure for it. So now suddenly
right.
there are permanent makeup artists. They have their own studios and things. That it's booming now. Now people know what it is. So the first 3 months I struggled, and then once I got a few clients, I had referrals, and then that's how it grew. It's still a slow procedure, but it's picking up. It's picking up.
It's picking up. Right.
I also
Um,
plan to start my training sessions now. Yes, very soon.
right. So that is something that we are going to all look forward to. That is training session by you. Who better than you to train us, or train anybody who's aspiring to take up career in permanent makeup. We would let you know shortly whenever ma'am decides to start up with the training session. I somehow
Thanking them
couldn't
ready
connect.
now for one-on-one sessions. So a lot of people have already
Okay,
contacted me, but
right.
looking at the situation, people are still waiting for a better date to join. Yeah.
Better day, right? Because right now the situation is a little bad, and we hope that it improves like
Sure.
really fast. Yeah, somehow I am not able to connect to Piyush sir.
So
So
let's
yeah,
meet
guys, if
next
that
time.
yeah, that's it. It was pleasure having you, ma'am, on live and talking about permanent makeup, talking about the different procedures, the techniques that you use, the pigments that you use. To all our viewers here, she is again Rano Dange. She's a permanent makeup artist. She has her own studio, and she's also a consultant permanent makeup artist at 32 Crowns Dental Facial Aesthetic and permanent makeup studio. So yeah, if you have any doubts, you could contact Rano ma'am or me directly, and we would be more than happy to solve your doubts and talk about all that you need to know about permanent makeup. Yes, ma'am. Do you want to say anything to our viewers?
Thank you so much, first of all, Dr. Akshita, for inviting me for this chat. And to all the lovely viewers, please go through my Instagram page too. It has all the before and after pictures. It's called Microblading by Rano. You can get on to my website. It's called www.ranopermanentmakeup.com. It has a description of every service that you require and a complete description right from before care to the procedure to the aftercare. So please have a look at it, and also my Facebook page. And please feel free to call me for any doubts and clarifications. It's all complimentary. I'd be very happy to talk to you about any issues that you have regarding permanent makeup. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us.
It was great having a word
Stay
with you, ma'am.
safe.
And
Stay safe.
yes, stay
All
safe.
of you. Yes.
Everybody stay safe and stay home until and unless it is very, very important. And please get vaccinated. All of you, please, whenever it's the right time, get yourself vaccinated. That is the only shield that we have towards COVID, right? So when it's your turn, please, please do get vaccinated. It was great talking to you, ma'am. I hope to see you very,
Thank
very
you.
soon at
Thank
the
you.
clinic,
Thank you. Thank
and
you
have
so
a
much.
great day and be safe. Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Bye.